Before I get started sharing all of this food with you, please let me know in the comments, what are you most excited to do in Aruba and how many times have you been there? Let's also support the small business community in Aruba by please leaving a comment with your favorite place to eat if you have been to Aruba before. And this is no shade to the people who like to travel, go to resorts, stay on the resort, eat the food at the resort. But me personally, I like to eat good in the neighborhood. And I'm not talking about Applebee's, okay? I like to go out into the communities and eat food made by the people who actually live there, work there, who have worked hard to create their own businesses and get away from the resorts a little bit and actually enjoy some of the culture of the atmosphere that I am in. So on this side of the screen, I'm going to be showing you some footage of various foods that I captured while I was in Aruba. I'm gonna go with my top 5 or 6. I don't know because I didn't plan this video out. I'm just here to talk to you guys about some of the best food that I had while in Aruba. So let's get started. Here is my first favorite place that I went to Aruba. Favorite to the point where when people ask me and say they're going to Aruba, I quickly mention Cubis cooking as one of my favorites because the food was quick, it was hot, it was fresh, it was flavorful, it tasted authentic, and of course, as you can imagine, it was Cuban. And so it was amazingly fresh food. They had vegan options, gluten-free. Obviously they had meat. I mean, the yuca was definitely some of the best yuca I've ever had. The tostones, depending on the region that you're in, were absolutely amazing. And the empanadillas or empanadas were chef's kiss. They were stuffed. They were delicious. I think they had like chicken and they might have also had beef. For some of the best dinner you want to have or happy hour foods, you have to go to Cubis Cooking. You will not regret it. Most of the time, I'm traveling as a nomad by myself, but to this trip to Aruba, I ended up in Aruba with a complete stranger, a guy who I met on a dating app here in the US and decided to fly there together, a girl that I met in Aruba at a coffee shop, another guy who I met at a coffee shop, and a girl who I met on a boat of a snorkeling cruise, to which you can find the link in the description for that. It is very easy to make friends in Aruba to the point where you might actually be in and up spending your vacation together if that is your sole desire. So I did not pick the locations for every place that we went, but some of the places I did pick, and this was not one of them. This spot was chosen by somebody in the group because the prices were crazy affordable. We're talking about like a 5 or 6 piece lunch for like $7. Again, it wasn't my choice to go there, but the food was really good. So I believe the name of this place is called Los Cafeteros Restaurant. And it was really, really affordable. They gave you very big portions and the food was really good. They also have a variety of things. So if you have multiple people with you and want something for everyone to be able to choose from, this is what I recommend. Prior to going to Aruba, I did see some videos of people saying like, eating in Aruba is so expensive, don't do it. Eating in Aruba is so expensive. Go to the grocery store or pack your lunches and this and that. And I was like, honestly, like if you're eating at the resort every day, yeah, eating in Aruba can be very expensive. If you can take a car or a bus into the neighborhoods to go eat, that's where the locals are eating. And the food is very, very affordable there. All right, so restaurant number 3 is great for either lunch or dinner, and everybody seems to know about this place, and that is the Rovers, as you can see right here. This place is very interesting because you actually wait in a very long line to get there. Maybe they'll be slow when you go. I pray that in Jesus' name. But for us, I think we had to wait at least 45 minutes in line. And then when you get to the front, they have a cooler full of food, and you basically pick the catch of the day. I think that day they had barracuda and shrimp, and the shrimp guy was out that day, and so the shrimp still had the eyeballs and then the spine thingy, so you actually had to remove those elements yourself. I did not eat the shrimp, someone else did, but they were very uncomfortable having to do the shelling them actual selves. So think wisely if that's the day that you happen to go, know that that's a possibility. Really nice because you can go out and sit kind of in the ocean on a covered platform, or you can sit in the big open air seating area. I will say that they don't have a lot of sauces. They don't do really any seasoning. You basically pick the fish that you want from the catch of the day out of the cooler where they're storing it. They put it in a bucket and they send it to the kitchen. The kitchen literally just fries it and brings it to your table. Okay, so this spot right here is called Mauchi Smoothies, and this is going to be number 4. This was probably one of the best smoothie shops I've ever been to in my life. It was so fresh. It took a little bit of time, not gonna lie. They had a hammock in their seating area that you could just like pull the hammock out and lay in it and just bask in the beautiful Aruba sun. They had swings, they had biodegradable straws, like all the eco-friendly elements were absolutely there, and the smoothies were amazing. I know it sounds stupid that I would put a smoothie place on this list, but honestly, we went back 2 times to go to this smoothie place because it was that good. So Santos is going to be number 5 if you want to have good coffee and good food. It's great for lunch, breakfast, or dinner, or even maybe 4th meal because they are open very late. Also, there's a free public beach directly behind it, and right beside that is another bar which is open to the public inside of a resort, which the name, when I look it up, I will put it right here, and they offer these giant fish bowl sized drinks. I'm going to be making another video about transportation in Aruba. Should you get a car? Should you ride those scooters? Should you ride a bicycle? What's up with the public transportation? Make sure that you tune in for day 3 of all things Aruba to know how you should get around Aruba based on your personal agenda. However, I would say that in this instance, if you're anywhere nearby a Santos, just walk or ride a scooter or even take the bus over to Santos. That way you're not drinking and driving. Go get some delicious food at Santos. Go to the beach. Grab one of those fish bowl sized drinks at the bar attached to the resort right next door, and you're gonna have a great time. That in and of itself is a great way of spending the late morning. Of course, I would not make a video about food in Aruba without mentioning a grocery store. There are lots of amazing grocery stores in Aruba, but one of my favorite, which is most centrally located, is Aruba Superfoods. I love Aruba Superfoods. Actually, when you get off of the plane from Aruba, the first thing that they're going to do is give you a reusable bag. There's just like a lady standing there with reusable bags. And I'm like, wait, what? I've been to Whole Foods and Aldi and Trader Joe's a million times. I never got no reusable bag. If you're staying in an accommodation that actually has a kitchen, then certainly if you want to save just a little bit of money, not too much, because honestly, the prices of food are so expensive in Aruba at the grocery store, but it's worth it to have a variety of different options, especially if you have a huge group of people. If it's maybe like 1 or 2 people, honestly, just go out to eat. If you go to this place right here, which I have to look up the name of this place because it was like attached to a gas station, the burritos here were absolutely amazing. If you tried to make that same burrito for yourself, back at your Airbnb, if it's just like 1 or 2 people, you're going to spend more money than if you just go to this place and go get this burrito. And also you're going to be supporting small businesses in the process. Do yourself a favor if you do end up at Aruba Superfoods and go get some stroop waffles while you're there. Obviously, Aruba was settled by the Netherlands, and so Netherlands stroop waffles are a super famous thing there, and some of the best stroop waffles I've ever had are actually from Aruba, and they are gooey, full of caramel. The actual stroopie itself is made out of whole wheat flour, butter, sugar, egg, cinnamon, and brown sugar, and they bake it into a little tiny crisp waffle. They make it into a cookie which has caramel in between. So definitely go check those out and just have them at your Airbnb, or just keep them in your pocket or your purse for snacking as you're traveling and exploring around Aruba. Passions Beach was one of the first places that we ate upon arriving to Aruba, because one of the first things that we did was go to Eagle Beach. And Passions is essentially the little like bar outdoor seating area that you see, and then you see like all of these like tables everywhere, and at night they're like all lit up all blue, and everything looks absolutely beautiful. The food is very good. Oftentimes you'll see at night there's like a big long table and lots of people eating. They have weddings there. The food's very good. The drinks are pretty good. If you tip the bartenders really well, they'll make the drinks really good. But if you don't tip them very well, they are going to make the drinks average. I imagine this place must have just recently opened because a lot of the people who I met in Aruba had never been to this place before. And essentially it was a shop with a bunch of different cheese wheels. I cannot for the life of me pronounce the name of it, but I'm going to list it right here below. And this shop had all you could sample cheese. The cheeses were authentic from the Netherlands. The owner is from Aruba, but travels back and forth from the Netherlands to Aruba. The shop also makes croissants, and if you ask them to, then they'll let you buy a croissant and you can have the croissant cut in half. You can take any one of these variety of cheeses and you can actually have it sliced and they will toast it in the back for you. It is the best grilled cheese you could possibly ever want. I don't even think I have a photo of it because I ate it that quickly. I'm not even a big person on eating dairy. I'm not addicted to cheese. I don't love cheese. I probably eat cheese like maybe once or twice a year, but these cheeses were such amazing quality. And I love that you can eat as much cheese as you want. It's all you can eat cheese. Another place that you might want to check out, depending on what area you're hanging out in, is the Organic Bodega. This place was kind of hard to find until we figured out that it was actually upstairs inside of a clothing store. The clothing store is actually also really nice. So if you want to do some shopping, this is the place that I highly recommend. Me personally, I carry my AeroPress with me everywhere. I don't go anywhere without it. So if you are not like me and you don't have an AeroPress and you're not taking it with you, then definitely check out the Organic Bodega. There are a lot of amazing places to eat in Aruba when you leave your resort, if that's where you're staying. I can't possibly name them all because we would be here all day. And I know that you have other things to do other than listen to me talk about food. So I will include some more places that I visited in the description below. I hope that you found this video helpful. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And I will see you tomorrow for day 3 of All Things Aruba. To check out the playlist right here for All Things Aruba, including your ED card, transportation, where to stay, tours and activities, and a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, see you next time.